Fashion always seemed like such a fun topic, but I could never figure out how to teach it, but I figured it out. So let me share with you my entire fashion ESL lesson plan. My name is Megan. I have been an ESL teacher in China for the past 10 years, and I'm also getting my PhD in education. And fashion is such a fun topic when it's done right, but this one really was difficult for me for a long time because I just couldn't figure out how to go about it. But let me share with you my fashion lesson plan that you can copy and paste for your own lessons. First, for a warm-up, I like to get students talking, get them thinking, get them expressing in English, and it's even more fun if you can teach them a native phrase as well. So for the warm-up, we learn the phrase on a scale of 1 to 10, and I explain this to students. Usually they don't know what it means, and I talk about how we use it to rate things. You know, how much do you like this coffee on a scale of 1 to 10? 1, you hate it. 10, you love it, and then you can choose any number in between as well. Now, when students first learn it, they seem a little bit hesitant, like, what's the point of learning this? I can just tell you whether or not I like the coffee. So I explain to them that it's a really fast way to get someone's true feelings. So the example that I use is I tell the students, imagine you're going shopping with your friend. You put on a shirt, you try it on, you say, hey, what do you think of the shirt? Do you like it? Does it look good? And your roommate says, yeah, it looks good. I like it. Maybe you would buy it. But what if you asked your roommate on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like the shirt? What if they say, I like it, a 6. Would you buy it? No, of course not. You wouldn't buy something that's a 6. You're waiting for something that's like an 8, a 9, or a 10. So I tell them it's a really fast way to get someone's true opinion. Let's go back to the warm-up. Once I've taught this, then I tell the students that we're going to talk about fashion today, and I want you to rate these outfits on a scale of 1 to 10. So I just go online, I find some outfit pictures, and I put them up on the PowerPoint, and I get them all to share their opinion. And it's such a fun, easy warm-up as well, because students just have to shout out the numbers. They say, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think about this one? And then they'll say, 3, 9, 7, and it's a really fun, engaging way to kick off the lesson. After the warm-up, that's usually when I do things like teach vocabulary or do some exercises in the book. This will be customized according to what your students are going to need, what level they're at, and also what materials are in your textbook. This semester, my textbook had some listening audio that was all about fashion and shopping, but in the past, I've had different grammar exercises or articles about reading and things like that. Okay, so after you've completed your textbook materials, this is where the fun really starts of describing outfits. What I will generally do is I will generally take a picture and put it up on the screen, and then we talk through the outfit together. I ask the students to look at the picture and just tell me what he or she is wearing, and we work through the vocabulary words this way. It's a really natural way for them to find out what they already know and what they don't know, as well as discover new vocabulary words. So if someone is wearing earrings, a lot of them might hesitate at the word earring. If someone is wearing a ring, then we can talk about the word ring. We can talk about the word sweater instead of shirt. We can talk about different styles of pants, different styles of shoes. Maybe they're holding a bag or a backpack, and we can add in those as well. I usually choose a few different pictures and we talk through this together. I also have had really small classes before, like 4 or 5 students in the class, and it's really fun to do this with the students in the class as well. We kind of go around the room and explain and describe everybody's outfits. Of course, start with yourself. That way the students don't feel, singled out or anything. You can use yourself first, and for those days I always liked to wear something that would lead to interesting vocabulary words. So I would wear something like an oversized blazer, or I would wear something with plaid, and this is just a great way to kind of get them used to saying a little bit more than just shirt and pants. We're saying things like t-shirt or button-down shirt. Instead of just saying pants, maybe we're saying jeans. We're talking about the difference between trousers and pants, because there's a lot of different vocabulary for the UK and the US when it comes to clothing. And we're also finding these other words very organically as well. Things like earrings, rings, bag, hat, cap, necklace, those little add-on things. Now that they've seen you do this and we've worked on it together a couple of times, it's time for them to practice. So here I will have students turn to their partner and describe their partner's outfit. I also remind them to do this in as much detail as possible. They should not just say t-shirt, pants, shoes. What kind of shoes? What kind of t-shirt? What kind of pants? And I encourage them to use their phones as well because, you know, you're always gonna have someone in Crocs and then they're like, wait, how do we save this one? They can use their phone to search some information and learn some new words in a really organic, natural way. If I have enough time, I will have them turn to another person and do this at least 2 times, depending on your environment as well. I've done this in the past where I've had students get up and leave the classroom and walk around and find somebody that they wanted to describe, and they will walk around, write down a description of that person, then they return to their partner and then they describe the outfit to the partner. So there are a couple of different ways you can do this. You can just have 2 partners talking, looking at each other, describing each other's outfits. You can have them look at somebody else and go out and describe them and then tell it to their partner. And you can do this as many times as you want. If you want to put a picture on the PowerPoint and have everyone describe a picture or describe someone in a class, there are tons of variations of this exercise, but I like to push them to do this on their own so they're discovering the vocabulary on their own, and most likely they'll be reviewing some words that we already learned. They'll be reviewing words like jeans and sneakers as they go along. What I like to do is I like to think of this as teaching in layers. So we've gotten the basic information done, the basic parts: jeans, sneakers, sweater, earrings, but it can be a step further to go into different patterns. How do you describe striped things? How do you describe plaid? How do you describe polka dots? How do you describe different materials like jean jacket or leather jacket or lace shirt? And you can keep adding on all of these details. Another fun detail you can add on is colors. And this is something that students always look a little bit skeptical at the beginning, but they end up loving it. And by the end of the semester, they always tell me that this is one of the things that they remember in my class, is that we learned new words for colors. So I start out by just showing them a really simple color wheel, just, you know, red, blue, green. I ask them what they are in English, and of course they all can answer them. But I tell them that native speakers will often use a variety of words to describe colors that we just never learn in ESL textbooks. They're just never emphasized. So I'll put a picture of something on the board and I ask the students if they know what that word is in English. We're talking about words like navy, burgundy, olive green, mustard yellow, mint green, hot pink, lime green. We're not going crazy. We're not like over here talking about chartreuse or anything, but we're just talking about words that are commonly used. And you can add this as a layer as well. Someone is wearing an army green jacket, a beige lace top, lavender mini skirt. And to be honest, just this is enough to last a really, really long time. I've done this before with really short lessons, like 30 minutes, but I've also done this before with like 45-minute lessons and even 90-minute lessons. So this can definitely be expanded as much as you want. And I thought students would get really bored with this, especially the idea of teaching in layers, but they really seem to love it. And by the end of the class, something I really emphasize to them is the fact that many students don't have an English environment where they're learning English in. Maybe that's different for your students, but for my Chinese students, they don't have an English environment at all. They speak English in my class, and then when they leave, it's Chinese, 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 Chinese. And so I talk about that with them. that one of the best ways to learn a foreign language is to immerse yourself in the culture and immerse yourself in the environment. But of course, that's super hard to do. However, if you can bring more English into your daily environment, you'll find yourself constantly learning new English words, constantly thinking in English. When you leave the classroom, when you head to the cafeteria for lunch, you're going to see a ton of people. Can you describe what those people are wearing? When you're waiting in line for the elevator or you're waiting in line to pay for your food, what's the person in front of you wearing? What color is her jacket? Is it burgundy or is it scarlet red? And these are really good ways for students to realize that they can kind of take control over their own learning. The students who are really motivated will continue to do this. After I taught this lesson this semester, for the next like 2 or 3 weeks, students would come in and they would say, "Oh, I like your navy sweater, Megan." And they would reuse the words that they had learned in class, which is honestly, that is the best evidence that students are learning and they're trying and they're also enjoying what they're doing as well. Now, the lesson would not be complete without some homework. So what I like to do for homework is I like to give students an online shopping assignment. Now, of course, students don't have to really go online shopping, but I tell them to go online and take screenshots to create their dream outfit. But I tell them that they need to have a top, a bottom, shoes, and they need to have some type of accessory as well. And so the students always have so much fun with this. Some of them create like full-on mood boards and they get so excited about describing their outfits. I tell them to describe in as much detail as possible. It's not just a t-shirt. Tell me about it. It's an oversized white t-shirt with navy stripes on it. I tell them to go as specific as possible, and generally students love this lesson. They like how accessible it is, and they really seem to like the fact that they get to layer on their learning and slowly master more and more difficult vocabulary. So if you're looking for a fairly quick, easy lesson that is also really fun and engaging for students, why not try this one? I look forward to this lesson every semester now. I really love talking about fashion with the students because they just have so much fun in talking about it. And I think it's also really important, especially at the beginning of the school year or beginning of the semester, to encourage them to explore the language on their own and bring the language into their daily life rather than just waiting to go to the classroom to use the language. If you'd like more ideas, more tips, more tricks, you can always check out the videos on this channel. I talk about everything teaching ESL, teaching EFL, lesson plan ideas. You can also check out the website at atlasteaching.com. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. That way YouTube will know that you liked it, and then maybe they will send it out to other teachers who are searching for ideas as well. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope your fashion lesson plan goes so well.